Hi, my name is Nicole and I am your Pampered Chef consultant. Today we're going to go ahead and make some really kind of festive Christmas cookies. They're called Peppermint Fudge Cookie Sandwiches. And I think that you guys are going to have, you guys are really going to like these. So don't forget to join my VIP Facebook group for more recipes, and I will post this there. I will also comment on my YouTube channel, my Facebook page. All right, let's get started. Making the Peppermint Fudge Cookie Sandwiches. I'm going to be mixing things in my classic batter bowl. This is a nice redesign. I have an older version. What I like about this is that the handle is no longer touching the bottom, so like it's no longer closed. Therefore, it's easy to stack these inside each other versus the older ones were really kind of awkward to stack in the cupboards, so they have redesigned this. They also redesigned the lid, which is a nicer fit. It has a little lip here and easy to take off. So when you're storing leftovers and things in the fridge, or when you have to refrigerate your cookie dough, it has a lid that comes with it. I'm gonna set aside the lid because I don't need it for this recipe, but I am gonna mix everything in this batter bowl, okay? Ingredients are easy to mix together because of the slanted sides in this batter bowl. And it also has a built-in pour spout, so it's easy to pour things out from this batter bowl as well. It also does have the measurements listed on there, so that's also a nice feature of this classic batter bowl. All right, so moving on, we are going to be making these sandwich cookies. Sorry, I have to reference my recipe. Okay, so we've already preheated the oven to 375. I love my stoneware so much. This, as you can tell, I use this for all of my cookies as well as other things that go into the oven. Because this is really seasoned really well, I will not have to put anything on here. But if you're going to use like a sheet pan, you'll want to put down parchment paper or have a Silpat baking mat, okay? So this is what I'm going to be baking my cookies on. I already have my oven set to 375 degrees. I'm going to combine the chocolate, okay? So this is 3/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate. And I'm using these measure-alls, easy read measuring cups, just so that you can see. It was just easier for me to pre-prep all of the ingredients. But what I love about these, and I dump my chips in there, is that there are measurements already inside. So when I set this on the counter and I'm pouring in my liquid, I don't have to get down on that level. I can actually see what I'm pouring, and I know how much I have. Okay, so these are the Easy Read measuring cup set. You'll notice that you get several of them. And I'm just using them as prep bowls for right now. So I put in my semi-sweet chocolate morsels. I am gonna put in 1/4 cup of butter, and I'm gonna microwave it on high for 45 to 60 seconds. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna start with 45 seconds just because I don't want to heat my chocolate any longer than I actually have to. I don't want it to burn. All right. So it's been in there for almost 20 seconds. I'm gonna stop it and I'm going to use my scraper here and I'm gonna mix it around. Again, I don't wanna burn my chocolate. So I do want to make sure that I am mixing the butter and the chocolate together so that we are not going to be burning any chocolate. So after about 20 seconds, you do want to stir it. I'm going to let it go for another 20 seconds and then I'll stir it again. Okay. And I am using the classic, my small mix and scraper is what I'm using. You could also use the classic scraper. I just prefer these because of the scooped out. I don't know, I just always grab those. Let's check this again. Let's see if we are completely melted yet. not quite yet, so my microwave probably needed the 60 seconds and not the 40. So I'm gonna put it in there for another 20 seconds and see what that looks like. All microwaves are different, so definitely want to make sure I always start with the lower end just so that I don't burn my chocolate. Excuse me. Okay, check it now, see how it's going. I do love this batter bowl because as you can see, I like to hang on to the handle so that my bowl doesn't slide away from me when I'm mixing things. So it's not quite smooth yet, but we're getting there. So I'm probably gonna put it in for another 10 seconds and see if that does it for me. All right. All right, there we go. That's looking a lot better. I'm just gonna stir it just to make sure that all the lumps are out. Everything is warmed and melted. Okay, and then these are semi-sweet chocolate morsels, so this is not going to be a super sweet cookie. This is gonna be more probably an adult cookie, a cookie that maybe an adult might like versus a kid. All right, so we've got our chocolate chips and our butter melted in there. I'm going to go ahead and add in the sugar. So this is a 1/2 cup of sugar, and I've measured it out in my silicone prep bowl here. What's really nice is that they squeeze so that you can put, you can dump things into smaller containers. So if you have a KitchenAid mixer, this would be a really nice way to get your flour and things into your bowl without making a big mess. Also, what's really nice about that is that it can go into the microwave to melt chocolate in, and you can drizzle chocolate out of there. All right, so I added my sugar. I need to add an egg, and so I'm just going to go ahead and crack my egg. If you crack it on a flat surface, you won't get shells protruding into it. Less breakage, less likely that eggshells will get into your eggs. Okay, so I'm gonna add that in. I'm gonna mix it all together. I'm gonna mix it until it's nice and well blended. Again, I love these scrapers because I can just kind of scrape the edges, make sure I'm getting everything, and make sure that everything is getting scraped together and mixed together really well. All right, so now I'm gonna add the flour. So I just have 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. What's nice about these measure-alls as well is that they do stack inside each other really nicely. And that's how they store in the cupboard, and I love it. Okay, I'm gonna mix the flour until the flour is just combined. We don't wanna over-mix our batter. We don't want a tough batter. So I'm just gonna mix it until it's just combined here, almost there. And you'll notice that this is more of like a brownie batter mix than a traditional cookie mix, okay? This is kind of like a brownie type of a cookie. All right, so that is already mixed together. And then I'm gonna use my small scoop. Our scoops come in several sizes. This happens to be the small size. I do prefer this for cookies. It's just my preference. Let me get this out of the way just because it's dirty, my chopping board that I usually use. So I'm gonna use this one. Let me grab my, let's move this out of the way here. grab my cookie sheet so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. So again, here's my cookie sheet. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm using the small scoop. I'm gonna drop scoops on here, okay? And I'm gonna make sure that I'm doing even amounts because these are gonna be a sandwich cookie. So I wanna make sure it's nice and level. And I'm going to make sure I have the same size. That's what's nice about this cookie scoop is you can make sure you have the same size cookies. So when you're sandwiching them together, they are the same size. We're pretty close to it. Okay. Trying to think if I want to do 4 in a row. Do I think they're gonna spread? I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out. It's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay. We are not about perfection. We're about, does it taste good? Is it easy? Edge there. I've had this stoneware for a long time, probably since 2006, and works wonderful, looks wonderful. All right, so I went ahead and just put on, let's see here, how many did I get? 4, 8, 12, 16 on here. So I am going to just bake this for 9 to 11 minutes, just kind of watching it. I don't want to over bake them, so I want to make sure that they're not over baked. And then I will take them out when they're baked. So 9 to 11 minutes, we're going to set a timer for 9 minutes. I'm going to check them at 9 minutes. All right, so the other thing that you're going to want to do while those are baking is you want to get some candy canes. You can get regular candy canes, unwrap them, put them in a baggie, and use your meat tenderizer and pound it and make smaller pieces. Or if you can find it and you're early enough in the season, you might be able to find some crushed candy canes already done for you in the baking aisle. But like I'm saying, you have to get them really early in the season because they do disappear quickly. So you're gonna need this for the top of your cookies. So the meat tenderizer is heavy, so it is really good at crushing up peppermint. Okay, so this is a really great tool to use. It's the Pampered Chef meat tenderizer. I love about this is that one side is flat. You can unscrew it. And if you need to tenderize your meat with the spikes, you can do that on the other side. I usually use it on the flat side for pounding out chicken and making chicken even all the way through. So I do like this. I do use it quite often to make my chicken even so that it cooks even. Again, that's the meat tenderizer. All right, and then, so I've got those ready. In another bowl, I do have a 1/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate morsels. You could do white chocolate as well. And what I'm gonna do is when I'm ready for it, I am gonna go ahead and microwave this in the silicone bowl, and I will be able to then use this and drizzle over the top before I put the crushed candy canes on top, okay? So I just have that. What's nice about these bowls too, they do come with a lid so you can store your ingredients in there. You can put them in the fridge, in the microwave, and even in the freezer. So those are very nice. Those again are called the silicone prep bowls. It comes with it comes with all of these. So 3 cup, this one was a 2 cup, so a 3 cup, a 2 cup, and a 1 cupper, and they all fit inside each other. And then the lids fit right on top. And then these other lids just set right on top. They stack very nicely in the cupboard. All right, guys, so I went ahead and used my mini oven mitts, and I took out my stoneware out of the oven, and I went ahead and used my mini spatula here, my serving spatula, and I put them all on a cooling rack, okay? And then what I'm gonna do now is, and I've gone ahead and melted up my chocolate, so that's ready to go. And I have my peppermint patties here waiting along with my crushed candy canes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, I'm going to flip one over. I'm going to put a peppermint patty on there, okay? And then I'm going to take another one that's similar in size and put it right on top. And I'm going to go ahead and drizzle my chocolate right on there. Now you could get the chocolate drizzler. I just don't have it right now. That probably would make this process a lot neater, a lot cleaner. But you're going to just drizzle over some chocolate over the top. You may have to thin out your chocolate a little bit. I usually use coconut oil to thin out my chocolate a little bit so that it's easier to drizzle. And then you're going to put some crushed candy canes on the top, and you're going to transfer it directly to your serving platter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of these cookies. Again, we're going to take one cookie, flip it over, put one of our peppermint patties right on the top. And these are mini peppermint patties. You do want to make sure that you get the minis. Then you're going to take the other cookie that lines up with it, pretty similar in size. You're going to put it together. And then you're going to take some of your chocolate again, and you're going to drizzle it over the top. Okay, however much you would like. You could do this with white chocolate, and then you would have maybe a neater presentation. I just didn't have any white chocolate. And then you're going to sprinkle some of your peppermint pieces of candy on there. And again, you're going to transfer it right onto your serving platter. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'm going to finish up the rest of my batter, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay. I would love for you to host a party and be able to get free product and discounts on Pampered Chef product in the kitchen. So this is very easy, very quick holiday dessert recipe that looks beautiful. And I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.